Hi, it's Michelle, and I'm back checking in to say hi. And normally I wouldn't be doing blogs quite as often as this, but I really wanted to connect with you today about a few things, and it really does follow on from my last blog where I talked about self-care and taking time out and all those sorts of things. And there's just a few things that I want to run by you. And this week probably wasn't the best time for me to take my inward holiday, because I actually have a lot of responsibilities this week, and I spent a good part of the day at the dentist. And everything's good, everything's fine, but I do get very stressed. So that's is not a relaxing way to start my self-made holiday. And I also might add that while I definitely firmly believe that words and thoughts have power and we can turn everything around in our life, nothing beats a real holiday. But that's all good. I actually haven't been on Facebook or anything today. So that kind of feels liberating. That kind of feels really cool, although I will be checking in a little bit later on. So what I wanted to talk about today was because I'm still having ongoing health issues since what happened last week, just as in, I'm not out of the woods. I've had to think about all the things that I discussed in my previous blogs, but also I'm now looking at diet. And I'm not a stranger to any of this. I've been exploring alternatives and everything in my diet for years and years and years now, and I learn more and learn more, and I get better at it, and I know what my body can cope with and what my body can't. But at the same time, I also know that it's time to shake things up. So which is what I did today. I went to the supermarket to get my normal supplies, and I ended up getting a whole lot of other stuff. So I wanted to share that with you, because it's sort of like I'm kind of really, really excited about it, but I'm also a little bit anxious. And that anxiety comes from, I don't want to set myself up for failure, and I don't want to set my expectations so high that I can't sort of like sustain this thing. So I don't want to look upon it as like, oh, I'm going on a health kick and I'm going on this, like, I'm cutting everything out of my diet and I'm going to be perfect, because I know from experience that that is setting us up for failure. So I guess that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because if any of you are struggling with anything at all in regards to addictions of any type, whether it's addiction to sugar or fat, overeating, over-exercising, alcohol, drugs, whatever it might be, when you reach a point where you know something has to change because of whatever reason, whatever has turned up in your life that says, this is it, this is a bit of a deal breaker, and you need to make some changes, you also need to be aware that there is transition. And you need to be kind to yourself, and you need to be, more importantly, realistic about those changes and how you're going to implement them, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. So if you're giving up smoking, or whatever it is that you want to give up or you want to modify, the key word is moderation. Now today, for example, when I was in the supermarket, I went and bought a whole heap of organic stuff, which is not unusual for me because I do that anyway. I bought a lot more salady things, which I don't tend to buy, and I got to the potatoes and I said no. Then I'm standing in the bread aisle going, well, bread's really, really easy for me for work. You make a sandwich, you've got lunch. Simple. So I was having this little battle, little argument with myself, but not outwardly. So not everyone was standing in the supermarket going, oh man, she's crazy. Yes, I am crazy, but they don't know that. So I'm having this little argument with myself, and then I decided, no bread. I'm going to have to find something else for my lunches. I'm not entirely sure what that is yet. Then I was going past the chocolate. No chocolate. Oh, what about that energy hit I need? Oh. So I went and bought some fruit. I'm not a big fruit eater, but I need to eat more. And then the one thing that I did buy that I absolutely love, but I have struggled with in the past, and it could be because I'm lactose intolerant, I'm not entirely sure, but it's yogurt. And because of all my years of being a vegetarian and everything else, I'm very particular about ingredients, and I read everything. And really, there aren't many yogurts out there that are rennet, or not rennet, sorry, I'm thinking of cheese, that are gelatin free. And this is ultra important to me because I don't know if it's vegetable based gelatin. 99% of the time it's not. So the only one that I can find, of course, or the only one that I feel that's proven to me, one that I really love and one that I know is really good, is Bornhofen plain yogurt. But of course it comes in like, 1 kilo tubs. And I know realistically I'm going to have to eat yogurt in very small amounts if I'm going to make this work for me. I'm going to have to throw half of it away. So if any of you out there actually know of any other yogurts that you could recommend that actually taste nice and do not have gelatin in it, I'd really appreciate it, because that's been my constant search for yogurt, and I have a problem with that. And there was something else I was going to say about that, and yep, remembered. Of course, there's soy yogurt, which I did buy a couple of small punnets. I love soy milk, but I've never been particularly fond of soy yogurt. But you know what? I'm going to give it another try. It's a brand I've never seen before, so we'll see how that goes. And I'll let you know if I like it. I'm not really sure if I will. And then I bought a lot of other organic things, like trail mix and those sorts of things. And I do have problems digesting nuts. There again, I'm just going to take things really slowly, and I'm just going to try and figure out what am I going to eat that doesn't include bread, potatoes, and sugar. Now, having said what I was saying about before about finding the balance, I'm going to be realistic. I have actually only had 1 cup of coffee today and a slight headache. So I've got to be realistic. I'm not going to give up the coffee, not at this stage. I am drinking more and more green tea, which I'm absolutely loving. But I do have a little bit of sugar in my coffee. And my coffee also is organic, that I buy at home. And I've been drinking organic coffee for a long time now, and I absolutely love that as well. So there again, it's just finding the balance. I am going to find the balance. There will be, I will be having some sugar, and I'll be having some carbs, obviously, at some point. But I am going to try very hard over the next week or two to actually eliminate 90% of, those starchy carbs, I suppose, and just eat a lot more fruit, vegetables, and salady type things, and protein, tofu, all those kind of things. So anyway, so I really just want to sort of like share that with you, that if you're struggling with any kind of addiction, and I say that in the sense to, like, even with our diets, if we're always reaching for biscuits or sugar hits, or that extra cup of coffee, or that glass of wine at night, or whatever, you could argue that they're not addictions, but they are things that we actually rely on. They are things that we are reaching for as pick-me-ups. So there's a very fine line. It kind of is an addiction, and sometimes, or maybe it's just a habit. It's just a habit, and some habits really, I think all habits actually at some point need to be broken just to prove we can break them, and just try something different. And just sometimes in changing your diet, or cutting something out of your diet, or if you take prescription drugs to help you sleep at night, or relieve your anxiety attacks and things like that, if you can reduce how much you take and start looking at alternatives in other ways, meditation, more exercise, more sleep, whatever it is, just always remember moderation. Take things slowly. You can't expect to just cut out everything, and and that goes for drugs, alcohol, coffee, whatever it is that you're taking into your body. Our body is our temple. And I know this sounds really, really cliched, but it's the absolute, absolute truth. And if I can share with you, if we do not have our health, we absolutely do not have anything. And last week was I've always believed that, but last week was an absolute 100% reminder to me that if I do not have my health physically, emotionally, spiritually, I have nothing. I can't go out and enjoy the life that I know that I'm destined to love and live, and I also can't share my gifts and things with you and the rest of the world if I don't have my health. And the same goes for you as well. So that was just something. And then just another thing, just very, very quickly, I just wanted to talk about some crystals, because I have a little pack of crystals that I work with on a daily basis, and these are things that might help you as well. As you know, I'm looking for clarity. I have decisions to make, and so if you're in this position as well, to where you're having decisions to make, whether it's about your diet or with other life choices, maybe you don't have decisions to make, but you are seeking some clarity, or maybe you're just seeking some grounding because you're not feeling very grounded to the earth, and you're feeling a little bit scattered, or maybe you've got some hormonal issues, or whatever they may be. I mean, everything is so far and wide and big and large, isn't it? So I have a little bag, and these are crystals that I work with on a daily basis, which may help you. And of course you choose what's going to work for you, and depending also on what you're looking for. But at the moment for me, I'm looking for clarity, I'm looking for grounding, and I'm looking for sort of like some sort of kind of auric protection as well, because I think I mentioned yesterday that I feel like I'm running at a low frequency. I just feel like my energy levels have kind of been impacted by outside influences. So I need to take care of that energy field, I suppose, and just start raising it and picking myself up. So the one thing that I use, this is black tourmaline, and this one that I absolutely adore, this is my beautiful, can you see the colours in there? That's Labradorite, which for me is my most favourite stone rock ever. I just have a little tumbled rose quartz and another little tumbled smoky quartz. And so between these four, yeah, I don't think you can see them very well, this is what I use every day. I work with, for grounding and finding clarity and all those sorts of things. And I keep them in my own little bag. They've all been charged with what I need to charge them with and all that sort of thing. So I just want to share that with you, and it's just a little bit of follow-up for self-care, and I hope that helped, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video or the next vlog, and take care, and I will see you in the next couple of days. Okay, I'll see you later. This is Michelle at CalmlessCows.com. Bye.